Alright guys, so here we are, where we left off. We finished the camshaft bearings and pretty much left her at that. Since then I've put the rear camshaft plug in. Checked the camshaft rotation, because when you put new bearings in, if there's core shift in the engine block, what you can find is the camshaft will sort of feel binding. But this one actually spins quite smooth with the new bearings. I lubed everything up with assembly lube. Torqued the cam bolt down to 50 or 55 foot-pounds. The thrust plate for the camshaft goes, it's 210 inch-pounds. Then these rocker arm bolts are 21 foot-pounds. This is the oil slinger. I highly recommend them for any small block Mopar, or big block Mopar for that matter. But there we are, oil slinger. But yeah, a little bit of brake clean, compressed air, wire wheel, a little more brake clean, compressed air. Check it over, and it should be good to go. We should be ready to lay paint. We go bottom in first, and then on top of the gaskets, and you gotta kind of push her down. Alright guys, so she's all cleaned up. Braking parts cleaner, compressed air. I wiped down a couple surfaces as well. Everything looks pretty good. Retaped a couple things with some really crappy tape. I don't know why they sell crappy tape. This is the requested paint color of my oldest daughter. Trim clad gloss medium blue. So this is also made by Rust-Oleum. Now this is Canadian brand, which used to be a different brand, but Rust-Oleum bought out Trimclad anyway years ago. Nason activator. Doesn't matter if it's Nason clear activator or just regular single stage activator, it all works. And this is Top Coat Reducer, Endura brand, another Canadian company, made it at Edmonton. They have fantastic quality products of industrial paints, and the Top Coat Reducer is just basically a medium reducer. You're going to do a 4-2-1 mix, and if I remember properly, which I kind of don't, I'm going to have to say that my activator is the 1 part, the reducer is 2 part, and the paint is 4 parts. Did you get all that? I didn't. So right off the bat, we are going to put in the paint. We're going to go to the 4-1-1 mix. We're going to go to paint and activator. Then I'm going to thin it as needed. Alright, so we're going straight to the max of the 4 right here. 4 right there. Now 1 part activator. There we go. The activator itself will thin this down a little bit, so I'm not worried about how much reducer I'm putting in from now on, because what I want to do is stir it, pick it up, and count to 3 or 4 before I get drips. 4 be a little thick, 3 be perfect. 2's too thin, I'll have to add more paint. Okay, we'll put in a bit. And we'll stir it up nicely. I actually do like this color. It's quite a nice, kind of a cartoony blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, close. Okay, another little splash, and we're going to call it good. First coat is down. I'm gonna take a minute, go make a fresh cup of coffee, and then it'll be time to do the second coat. I did go a little bit heavy on the first coat. I didn't get any runs that I can see, which I'm happy with, but I am gonna give this paint a little bit extra time to tack up. So I'm gonna give it about 20 minutes. Not gonna rush it. Okay, time for second coat. Everything looks pretty good. I don't see any paint boiling up anywhere, so pretty happy. I don't see any reactions, I should say, but here goes. Guys, she's coat number 3 time. Well, you know what? It turned out pretty good. All I got left to do now is let it dry. I'm going to let it dry overnight. I'm going to unmask it, and we're going to get to making it a complete engine and looking real good. Might have skipped ahead a little bit, but this is the engine. Painted it blue. The old 360 looks pretty good. Magnum accessory drive. Magnum heads. Non-Magnum intake, if you can tell my slight butchery modification, but it has worked for a long time, so keep it up. Now it's time to put it back in the truck. Alright guys, so last we left we got the engine in. Now I went ahead over the last week of evenings just picking away at it. Got everything hooked up. Headers, everything but the exhaust mufflers. And that's pretty quick and easy job. But as you can see, the top of the engine is disassembled again. For the first time in 20 years, I had my intake gaskets leak. So Aiden and I have gone ahead and we pulled the intake this morning. We got new intake gaskets. We're going to reseal it, and I don't normally do this. This is not a requirement. Lots of people will show you they're using RTV or a silicone around the coolant ports and around the intake ports, and stop doing that. You don't need to do it. If they're doing that, then there's another problem, to be frankly honest. So unfortunately, though, I am actually going to RTV around my intake ports, just the coolant ports, and very little on both sides because I don't want to pull this apart again. The Magnum engines are actually very nice. They have a good steel inlaid rubber gasket for the China walls, and when I was doing this for Chrysler, that's all I would use. There was not a problem. They sealed very well. But I found on my Dart, if I use the steel inlaid rubber gaskets, I would get a leak from my M1 intake on the back gasket. And once I actually started looking at why, it was apparent that the sealing surface from the intake didn't match up like the factory. Now, it was the M1 4 Magnum heads. I had the right stuff for the right things. But the sealing surface did not match. And now we're going to go back and do what I don't normally do, is put more sealer around the coolant ports. Alright, so two of those ones will go, one here and one here.
Here?
Nope. That notch right there. Yep. It goes straight down. Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Nope, that wasn't the right one.
Okay, let me just move it right there. Torque spec is a little bit different. I don't recall the torque spec for a LA engine because they went in on a 45 and I never really worried about that, so we just tightened them down with wrenches till it wouldn't move anymore. It's probably over torqued. But on the Magnum, the torque is 16 foot-pounds, and with a Magnum cylinder head style, you have to keep on retorquing and retorquing several times until you think your arms are going to fall off. You just keep going around and around and around and around, and eventually they all stop. When I was doing this at Chrysler, we used to do it to 20 foot-pounds or 21 sometimes. And anyway, it worked out pretty good. And the bolts didn't break, so we must have been doing something right. Alright, there we are. It's back together where it was this morning. Now we've got put the fan belt on, make the spark plug wires, fit the air cleaner and with a new stud, and build a kickdown bracket for the low car kickdown cable. Bolt up the exhaust pipes. We're on the short list. Without further ado, we're going to try and fire this thing up and set the timing. Alright, just turn the key to the run position. Okay, pump the gas pedal. Again. Again. One more. Okay, release it. All right, try to fire it up. No, oh, are you kicking it off?
No, I'm not holding it enough.
Okay, give it one more pump of gas.
One more pump?
One more pump. Okay. Just crank it. Again. Again. Again.
One more pump?
Yeah.
Small or big?
Small. Yep.
Ready?
Yep. Got a ticky lifter right now, but that should go away soon. All right, shut it off. We have a fuel leak.
What?
Yep. It's this braided line right here.
Yeah.
I thought it was braided Teflon line, but it must be braided rubber. Anytime you get this braided rubber line, it deteriorates on the inside very quickly with the ethanol fuels. So it's actually permeating through that. We're going to have to change that line before we go any further with this truck. All right, guys, so you can't see her, I don't think, but Aiden's in the truck right now. And we just finished doing the last few details. So yesterday we had the fuel line that started leaking through its casing. That's changed out now. We set the timing at a conservative 35 degrees total advance at about 2,800 RPM. Not bad for a pickup truck. And what else did we do? Just a couple minor little things. Threw the air cleaner on it. Checked the oil, checked the tranny fluid, checked the coolant, checked the power steering. Brake fluid's good. We're ready to road test. That's going to be a wrap on Kaylee's 89 Dodge for now. Transmission shifting good. Oil pressure's good. The whole reason for bringing it here was to clean up the engine bay, fix the oil pressure, which we did. And we just finished road testing it. Brakes are working good. It steers good. All the lights work. I mean, hey, we actually made our goal. So super happy. Anyway, from Dave and Aiden at Dave's Glory Shopworks. We appreciate you guys following along this little build here, and hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you very much.